For more on the perils of Palin in Alaska, let's go to Anchorage, and joining us there, political commentator, contributor to the Huffington Post, Shannon Moore. Good evening to you, Shannon.
It's nice to be here, Keith. Thanks.
The more the lower 48 got to know Sarah Palin last year, the more they grew to dislike her. Now the popularity number is plunging even among Alaskans. Why is it happening there, and why is it happening now?
I think it's happening basically because Sarah Palin went on tour. She stopped being the governor through any other means than her BlackBerry during the election. And she threw a lot of her allies under the Straight Talk Express bus. And then when she came back to Alaska after the election, it was though she stayed on tour like some sort of 1980s band that really should have stayed home and wasn't exactly selling out bars anymore. And she's continued to ignore the needs of Alaskans. We have huge issues here that have been ignored and put on the back burner for her political agenda. I also think the tabloid sort of politics that have been surrounding her and encouraged by her and her own staff, whether it be Sarah Pack or the governor's office, reacting to, the teenage drama that's going on, has really just sort of put a sour taste in the mouth of Alaskans when it comes to our own needs being ignored.
And energy. How could the same governor who campaigned for the vice presidency with that slogan, drill baby drill, allow high energy costs in her own state and then allow them to continue to such a degree that they would bring down her popularity independent of what had happened in that campaign last year?
Well, we have the highest energy cost in the country. It's not even a secret. It's not even close. And so you look at like rural Alaska right now, one of her own political allies, a Republican representative in Juneau, said that rural Alaska, for their energy problems, should probably start cutting down trees. Well, there are places in the state that say this is the farthest west tree, please don't cut down, or Unalaska National Forest, and it's 3 trees. There are people that are spending thousands, I'm talking $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to heat their homes in rural Alaska, and they haven't gotten relief from her. And now she's looking at the $28.6 million in stimulus funds for energy. This is for weatherization. No other governor is turning this money down except for Sarah Palin. Go figure. And
is this crisis that she's sort of gotten herself into apparent to her, or is it she just put on the internet and listened to the Boss Limbaugh show because she's got that endorsement? Does that make it all good for her?
I think Boss Limbaugh is actually in a great position to support Sarah Palin. I think he is in a better position than anyone I know. He lives in a state where it's 80 degrees, and he has a contract for $400 million. He has absolutely no clue what the needs of Alaskans are, and I often wonder if she does as well. And I think she is listening to her own press far too much, and she's sort of kept this bubble around her of loyalists that I think aren't telling her how we're really feeling. But I know that this poll, with Alaskans going from 12 people in a bar of 100 people to 42 people in a bar of 100 that don't want to buy her a drink. I think that this is actually maybe going to, she has until the 12th of this month to accept the stimulus money.
Well, we'll see what happens then. Shannon Moore, political commentator, contributor to Huffington Post. Thanks for your time, Shannon.
Thanks, Keith.